Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some breaking news coming out here for you, and I want to share an update regarding yesterday's attack inside of Damascus, Syria, the capital. So if you were not aware, I put out a video yesterday that Israel launched an airstrike on an Iranian consulate building inside of Damascus, Syria. So it was in between the Iranian embassy and the Canadian embassy. So during this attack, we have reports that two top generals from the IRGC Quds Force were taken out, one of them being a key general named Mohammed Reza Zahedi. So him along with his deputy were killed in this strike. So Zahedi is known to be involved with transferring arms and weapons from Iran and transport them through Syria on over to Lebanon, which fuels Hezbollah. And Hezbollah right now is fighting against Israel. So this is probably why Israel struck this building to take him out, because they have announced recently, their defense minister Yoav Gallant said just the other day that they were going to be expanding their operations, and I think this is part of it, expanding their operations on Hezbollah and inside of Syria and Lebanon. So then just about 1 or 2 days later, that's when we had this strike on this Iranian consulate. So they're definitely fighting a war here on multiple fronts. And now we have Iran's supreme leader coming out and vowing to punish Israel for the attack on the Iranian consulate just yesterday. So this is what he said. He put out a speech today and said the Zionist entity will be punished by the hands of our brave men. We will make them regret this crime and others like it by God's will. That's from Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. Okay, that's the gentleman you see here on your screen. And also we have some news that just today too, just coming out on Axios, U.S. tells Iran it had no involvement in the Israel strike. So they're coming out and telling Iran that we didn't even know this was going to happen. We had no prior word. Israel didn't tell us anything. And as far as I know too, Israel hasn't even come out and commented on this yet. The most I've heard some news that Yoav Gallant is announcing that they're at war on multiple fronts, which he said that many times. Okay, they're obviously fighting a good majority of the Middle East right now. Obviously, Iran with all their proxy groups on multiple fronts. You know, there's the Houthis, there's Hezbollah, there's Hamas, there's the Islamic Resistance of Iraq. So multiple groups here that are basically fighting against Israel and also partly the United States as well. So I wanted to show you that, and we have an article we're going to get into to give you some more information about this promise here from the Iran supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, vowing to punish Israel. So I have an article here on Al Jazeera. Iran's Khamenei promises Israel will be punished for Syria strike. The attack and rhetoric raised concern that Israel's war in Gaza threatens to escalate major conflict across the region. So that's a big one here, okay? I understand that Israel is needing to expand their operations to defend the people of their northern citizens that are constantly under bombardment by Hezbollah, because obviously Israel's striking Hezbollah as well. So they're fighting back and forth right now. So the northern side of Israel is very dangerous, and they had to evacuate many of their people from the northern side of Israel and move them down further south due to these attacks. And at some point, these people have to go back to their homeland. And right now they can't because they're at war with Hezbollah. So it goes on to read here, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has promised revenge for an Israeli air raid in Syria that killed senior military officers. Iran's supreme leader declared on Tuesday that Israel will be punished for the attack the previous day that killed members of the Revolutionary Guards, including 2 generals, at the Iranian embassy compound in Damascus. The attack and rhetoric have raised concern that Israel's war in Gaza threatens to escalate major conflict across the region. The evil Zionist regime will be punished at the hands of our brave men. We will make them regret this crime and the other ones, Khamenei said in a message published on his official website. The statement came as Iranian state television reported that the death toll from the attack on the consulate building had risen to 13, including 7 Iranians and 6 Syrian citizens. Earlier, Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi declared that the cowardly crime will not go unanswered. Having failed to destroy the will of the resistance front, The Zionist regime, Israel, has put blind assassinations back on its agenda to save itself, he said. Hezbollah, the Iran affiliated armed group that has been swapping attacks with Israel across the border with Lebanon since the start of Israel's war on Gaza, joined in, warning that the attack on the Iranian diplomatic premises will not pass without the enemy receiving punishment and revenge. So, very big news here. I just want to state that it really looks like this war is about to explode over here in the Middle East, and there's about to be extreme tension and potentially just all-out war from multiple countries over here. Everybody's going to be against Israel, and this is very dangerous because this could drag the U.S. into another Middle Eastern conflict over here with all these proxy groups with Iran. Okay, and then we also know that Iran has been working on building nuclear bombs right now, and they could already have them. So this could get very dangerous over here and very wild quickly. And I hope you're all watching this and paying attention because this is major escalation happening right now. Heavy price. Israel has not declared responsibility for the Syria attack, which destroyed the consular building adjacent to the main embassy building in the upscale Meza district of Damascus on Monday night. However, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant struck a defiant tone in comments made on Tuesday, albeit without mentioning Iran. Israel is in a war on multiple fronts, both offensively and defensively, he told Parliament's Defense and Foreign Affairs Committee. That's how you know that this war is about to really expand here. If they're stating here that they're at a war on multiple fronts, that means that the entire Middle East is starting to catch on fire here, and it's not just Hamas and Hezbollah anymore, that there's going to be more groups getting involved here, and potentially even Iran themselves. We operate everywhere, every day, in order to prevent our enemies from gaining strength and in order to make it clear to anyone who acts against us all over the Middle East that the price for action against Israel will be a heavy one. Okay, and it says strong response. The attack has further complicated the situation in the Middle East, where tension has been bubbling since the onset of the Gaza war in October. Tehran has been trying to avoid a direct conflict with Israel while backing allies that have engaged with Israeli and U.S. targets, but it is feared that the latest incident could widen hostilities. So that's what I'm thinking right here too, is I told all of you in that video yesterday that this was going to expand the war here for sure, and we were going to have very heightened tensions here in the Middle East, and it's going to get really nasty here very soon. I told everybody too, this was like months ago when Israel was first starting to fight with Hezbollah, that at some point there was going to be a catalyst that was going to break the camel's back, and we were going to have all-out war in the Middle East and potentially all throughout the world, okay? This could start triggering more wars throughout the world, especially if the U.S. gets involved here. This could tie up the U.S. here in the Middle East. And what if China decides to go after Taiwan? What if North Korea decides to go after South Korea? Okay? What if China decides to go after even the Philippines or something? It's going to make it very difficult for the U.S. to contain these wars throughout the world. And how is the U.S. or even the West or anybody going to fight multiple fronts here? It's just going to be impossible. So that's something that I've been warning for a very long time, is that there could be a war that breaks out that drags the U.S. into it, and it holds so much U.S. military hardware in one region that other countries start taking advantage of the interests that they want. And that's just me thinking out loud. That may not happen, but it's definitely a worry of something that I've thought about. But share your thoughts and concerns down below, because this is very dangerous what's happening here. And we could have a Middle Eastern war just breaking out here very soon in just literally the next few days. Who knows? So, yeah, let me know what you're thinking down below. Share your thoughts and concerns. If you got something out of this update, please smash that like button. And also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope y'all have a great day. Thank you again so much for tuning in. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.